Apple in 2023, the new Galaxy S23 Ultra takes on the iPhone. Here we go again. Samsung versus Apple in 2023, the new Galaxy S23 Ultra takes on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Both companies really toe when it comes to features, but also, you guessed it, pricing. The S23 Ultra and the iPhone 14 has the same price in the US, but outside they are both expensive as hell thanks to the sprinkle of tax on top as well as the global inflation. It depends on which market you live in, so value isn't even a battle anymore. At least with Samsung you do get free buds as well as a 1-year Samsung Plus, so that is still a win for Samsung. But which is a better buy? Well, this is the first year where we have the least amount of change in terms of design on the S23 Ultra compared to the last year's model, which is what Apple has been doing since forever. But it's not really a bad thing because both phones are amazing and really premium. Both have matte finishes with premium in-hand feel, but there's still one winner, or I should say one favorite out of these two phones. And that for me is the S23 Ultra with its timeless clean design, especially on the when you look at that punch hole. It is just 1000 times cleaner than Apple's big dynamic notch. Yes, it's a cool software implementation, but after using this phone for a few months, it's really nothing special and that much different compared to the notch. Samsung is the only company in the world that still has a built-in S Pen on their flagship phone, which you can use to draw or write, and also it has one of the most underrated features which are incredibly useful, aka the reverse wireless charging, which we still don't see on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Premium phones in 2023, but it's just that extra that Samsung does which makes this, in my opinion, kind of a better winner in this category. And let's not forget, Samsung already has USB-C that supports much faster read and write speeds than iPhone 14 Pro Max's outdated USB 2.0 Lightning port. Apple is switching to USB-C. Surprisingly, the iPhone for the first time beats Samsung in display tech. Yes, Apple has the brightest display on any smartphone out there, and this display is made by Samsung. While Samsung's screen is incredibly bright as well, it's just not number one anymore. We've got 1750 nits on Samsung versus 2000 on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Would you prefer a brighter screen or a cleaner looking screen? Let me know in the comments below. Now, in one area where Apple has always beaten Samsung is in the processor department, and well, things have taken a very interesting turn. Finally swallowed their pride and actually used Qualcomm's best chip on all Galaxy S23 models worldwide, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chip, which is for the first time giving the S23 Ultra a better gaming performance than the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Yes, it is true. CPU wise, iPhone is still ahead of the game, still has the things are looking a lot more even Stevens this year. The question is, will the S23 Ultra be able to match iPhone 14 Pro Max when it comes to smoothness and animations in real life? Well, we'll be testing that out very soon. Now, these phones are not just phones anymore, they're actually cameras that are also phones, so it's kind of like other way around, with both companies trying to outperform each other. And well, this year the competition is insanely competitive. Samsung brings more pixels than the sun to the S23 Ultra, where we have 200 megapixels versus the 48 megapixel sensor on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Not just 50 megapixel photos as well as 12 megapixel photos in JPEG and in RAW mode, while Apple can only do that in RAW format. Samsung also allows you to take expert RAW photos that gives you control by changing ISO, white balance, and even shutter speeds. You also get a pro video mode along with auto hyperlapse mode to take sky night shots. Like, this is the most feature-packed camera that Samsung has ever made on their flagship phone, which clearly beats out when it comes to just features. And not to forget, zoom that extends up to 100 times is back with even better quality than Apple's optical zoom. To all of this monstrosity, Apple's biggest clapback is unmatched video beast to videos. If I have to choose one phone, it will still be the iPhone 14 Pro Max. This year, Samsung is trying their best. Well, they've learned a few things from Apple a proper 4K portrait video mode, making it look just as crisp as Apple's cinematic mode. You also get uncropped 8K 30fps video recording as well as even better HDR performance in videos. While that is awesome, you still can't edit portrait videos after you shoot them on the S23 Ultra, which you can do on the iPhone. So clearly there are some areas where Apple still has a bit of an upper hand, but Samsung is trying their absolute best. They're bringing uncropped 8K 30fps video as well, through HDR performance in the normal 4K video mode. So if anyone has a chance to at least match Apple when it comes to the incredible, that is Samsung. Now another key area which is going factor for a lot of people, Apple is the goat of battery life, beating out all the competition with incredible efficiency that is yet to be defeated. And well, Samsung legit has a chance to actually turn things with the S23 Ultra thanks to the new Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chip. They're claiming that both S23 Plus and the S23 Ultra can have 1 day plus battery life, adding at least an extra hour or two of battery life over the Galaxy S22 Ultra. If that is indeed true, then Samsung has a legit chance of proving to the world that they can actually beat Apple and take their battery crown back. Again, we'll be doing the battery drain test, so make sure you subscribe. Now lastly, let's talk about software. iOS 16 on the iPhone 14 Pro Max versus the One UI 5.1 based Android 13 on the Galaxy S23 Ultra. Both of these UIs are very similar in some ways and very different in other aspects. Both have incredible lock screen customization to app drawers to ability to copy things from an image, feature rich AI assistants, etc. But still, Samsung remains next level when it comes to customization and overall features, while Apple stays humble and simple. The built-in theme engine, the ability to transform the phone into a desktop with the DeX connectivity, Apple still doesn't have these things, but what it does have is incredible stability and solid performance. It had a rocky start, but Apple is very quick at fixing bugs, and if you're already in Apple ecosystem, for example if you're using a Mac computer, then the iPhone is just going to make a lot more sense and it's going to work incredibly well considering how amazing Apple's continuity features are. Overall, you can't go wrong with either one of these software experiences, but it's gonna come down to stability and smoothness, which is where Apple has proven themselves time and time again. So I'm really looking forward to see what the S23 Ultra can bring as we test this phone out in the coming days. All in all, considering the value of both phones, they are expensive, with Samsung giving you some free stuff like the Buds and the free Samsung Care. Now finally with the and the latest optimizations that Samsung is talking about with the big battery life promise, the S23 Ultra can indeed be a real problem for Apple this year. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you think S23 Ultra surpassed, or you think iPhone is still the king? Drop your thoughts. With that being said, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.